Welcome to Wednesday night's NBA action here on 2K Sports. Hello, basketball fans. Brian Anderson here, courtside with Doris Burke and Grant Hill. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. With only one game left, let's take a peek at how the final seedings could look in the West. Taking a look at the Timberwolves, currently 8th in their conference, they're hoping to keep that playoff spot. And of course the Jazz, well, record-wise, not even in the same conversation.
Seeing where the Timberwolves are, I just can't quite figure out what's wrong with them, and clearly neither can they. It's a frustration that certainly is having a negative impact.
Yeah, it's been a strange year for them. Early on, they got away from the formula that brought them all that success a year ago, and were just never able to get it back.
The starters for Utah, Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Filipowski out there with Walker Kessler, and it's Collier in at the point. And for the Timberwolves, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle, and it's Conley in at the point guard position.
Well, we know this about Anthony Edwards. This guy, one of the stronger guards in this game. That's a tough finish.
And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
And Minnesota with possession here, following the bucket by Utah. Back to Conley. Up and in on the layup.
Well, inside, Mike Conley has got to be savvy, and he is in that instance.
Here's Collier. Pass to Markkanen. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Here's McDaniels. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, we've come to expect this from Mike Conley, putting the pass on time and on target.
Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. Now Kessler. Here's Collier. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And that one's good. Markkanen.
But you have got to be willing to close when Markkanen is out on the perimeter. His shot will punish you because it's a sweet shooting stroke.
Now here's Conley. Pass to Randle. McDaniels with it. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randle.
And I love their energy so far. They're now 4 for 4 from the field.
Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. Yep, that one goes. For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start. Pass to Gobert. And here's Edwards for 3. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
5 straight buckets to start the game. Off to a hot start.
Here's Filipowski. On the wing, Sexton, guarded by Edwards. Sexton misses.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
To the middle. Oh, the block shot grabs it out of the air.
This guy is a constant threat on the defensive end. Send it back, Walker.
And finished off by Kessler.
Exactly where Kessler gets so much of his offensive performance done, right at the cup.
Conley looking for an opening. Markkanen against McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Fires the 3. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
This guy is constantly refining his game, and Anthony Edwards is dangerous from 3.
Pass to Kessler. Sexton against Edwards. Now here's Sexton. He's closely guarded. Shot clock at 6. The 15-footer. Rebound Minnesota.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Pass to Edwards. Randle inside. They double Randle. Good on the shot.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Jazz trail by 7. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Keontae George.
And he's really shot the ball well from the charity stripe recently. He's stepping up to the line with confidence and just burying those shots in bunches. It's been encouraging to watch his development.
Here's Sexton. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
And Edwards puts up a deep 3. Misses the deep three-point attempt.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot, but better luck next time, maybe.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check. Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Pass to Randall. All right, Grant, coming down to the final few games now. This playoff push sure will be interesting.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm looking forward to it, B.A. The teams trying to make the playoffs will be going all out. And that kind of intensity in these games will be fun to watch.
Now here's Sexton. You know, his stats have been solid, averaging around 18.5 points a game. Markkanen gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Boy, he's got so much length that under duress, still able to finish. Go ahead, Lauri Markkanen.
Woo! B.A., that's lit.
Ferocious all the way. Man, that was good. Here's Collier. 17 points in his last outing. Three-pointer. Randall pulls down the board. The Timberwolves lead by 5. Outside Conley. Back to Randall. Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Kessler. Edwards for 3. The rebound by Filipowski.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Outside for Sexton. Lets it go from deep. Hits the three-pointer. Sexton's got 5.
Well, Colin Sexton's assertiveness right there with the rise and fire, exactly what his team wants from him.
And there's McDaniels. That one's good on the assist by Edwards.
And both teams already firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, this is already a high-scoring game, but we knew that was a possibility coming into this one.
Now here's Sexton. He's got 5. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. Well, when you talk about the most underrated players in the league, Doris, Sexton has to be in the conversation.
Well, let's begin with the fact that he's an absolutely fearless scorer, a tough competitor, an improved facilitator. There's grit, determination. He's willing to get into you defensively. He is somebody that will compete on the defensive end.
The first one falls. You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge third season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A., and unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard.
DiVincenzo, he's checked in for McDaniels. Doris, when we talk about home court advantages, the Jazz have amongst the best.
They do, B.A. You have to play at altitude. They're also a little bit isolated as well, so travel is hard. Let me tell you this, their fan base is loud, L-O-U-D. Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Sexton passes to Markkanen. Pass to Potter. 6 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. Goes up on the wing, and that one's good. Markkanen. 7 points in the game.
Oh, you can see Markkanen's touch right there. It doesn't matter where he is on the floor. The guy is a 3-level scorer.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 5 from deep. Edwards looking for an opening. From outside, off the mark.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Collier, no good. And so Randall will bring it up for the T-Wolves. Now Conley. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Gobert with a screen on Sexton for 3. Conley. Gobert gets the bucket.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Utah trailing here. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Last time they came together was in Minneapolis, where they fell to the Timberwolves.
This time around, they're looking for better execution offensively. They have to avoid mistakes.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
Some changes for Minnesota. Reed's checked in for Gobert. Clark comes in for Edwards. And it's Alexander Walker in for Conley. Here's Martin, and right now he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game.
A bit undersized, his hops make him a legit small ball 4.
Minnesota with the ball. DiVincenzo with it. Yet to see a basket. Clark outside. On the wing, Alexander Walker. 5 to shoot. Clark finds Randall. The rebound by Potter.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Pass to George. Here's Sensabaugh. Martin, left side. Outside Sexton. There's the drive. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Sexton's gone 2 of 6 here tonight from the field. Randall, the pass to Alexander Walker. Randall inside. George defending. Randall, good. Randall's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Now here's Sexton, covered by Alexander Walker. And here's Sexton. 7 points in the game. From deep. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Now here's DiVincenzo. Randall, the pass to Alexander Walker. Now here's Reed. Not a lot of room. It's rebounded by George. Utah's gone 2 of 5 from deep. Martin with the ball. DiVincenzo picks him up. Clark against George. Pass to Sexton. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Nickeil Alexander-Walker picks one up.
Well, you love the fearless nature of Colin Sexton. Forces the issue, gets himself to the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Sexton.
When I think about Colin Sexton, the first couple things that come to mind, speed and confidence. It is what makes him such a good scorer.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. McDaniels checked in. Filipowski, he's checked in for Utah. All right, both free throws good from Sexton.
He's making the most of every trip to the line, providing for his team.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. And Nas Reed has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, BA, and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Nas has got big-time game.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, the beauty of someone like Nas Reed, he's proven already in his career, you can bring him off the bench to great effect, or if you need him to be a step-in starter, he's equally capable.
Springer, he's checked in for Utah. And so Reed nails them both. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Minnesota in the lead. McDaniels passes to DiVincenzo. Outside McDaniels. Here's the 3. Utah grabs the miss. They come into this one following the loss to Atlanta.
It's always hard to get a win on the road, especially when you show zero energy on the defensive end.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
Now here's George. 35 points for him last game against Atlanta.
Also forced a bunch of trips to the line. You can control a game like that. And he's a crafty scorer for a young player. George is always going to find the gaps in the defense.
DiVincenzo against George. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defense right on him. Clark with a screen on George. The 3, DiVincenzo. Unable to get that one. Anthony Edwards has been on display for the Timberwolves. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, coming into tonight, maybe you thought they were going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Nope, that's not the case.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
We've got Nas Reed, Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Dante DiVincenzo. Then there's McDaniels, and it's Clark in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves. 6 to shoot. Back to George. The 3 is up. Drops in the 3. George has gotten his second bucket on the night.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
DiVincenzo against George. Here's Clark. Inside. Outside McDaniels. From downtown. And he finishes. That makes him 4 out of 5.
You have to anticipate those quick release opportunities. Jaden McDaniels ready on the catch.
DiVincenzo against George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. And the officials call a traveling violation. All right, a chance to check in with our rookie leaderboard and see which young players have the highest rate of steals in the season's second half. Dillingham's checked in for Clark. And Minnesota with possession here. DiVincenzo finds McDaniels. Now here's Reed. And he floats it in for the easy two. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
Yeah, Naz Reid knows the angle at which to set a screen, and he's got the mobility to be the guy to finish it.
Pass to Filipowski. Back to Williams. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Here's Dillingham. Drops in the layup for two. And it's a 4-point Minnesota lead.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
George outside to the middle. Can they get it? And it's Filipowski. That time on the assist by George. Filipowski's gotten his first basket of the night. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. DiVincenzo can't hit.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
George outside. Pass to Sensabaugh. And out of bounds. Minnesota will have it. Martin, he's checked in for Potter. The Timberwolves have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. Outside, Alexander Walker. A good-looking shot from the wing. And the Timberwolves lead by 4. George outside. To the inside. Here's Martin. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Martin's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, every coach wants assisted buckets. Guys like George, they move the ball.
It's McDaniels on the wing. He's guarded by Martin. DiVincenzo, the pass to Alexander Walker. Clock at 6. And here's Dillingham from the arc. Sinks it from distance. Dillingham's got 5 points.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Here's George. 5 points in the game. Down low. Here's Filipowski. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Well, Keontae George demonstrating right there he's a team-first guy. Teammate open, you put it where it needs to be.
Now DiVincenzo. His last outing, he had 24 points. Reed sets a screen. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Doris, you look at the tools McDaniels has on defense. He can be special.
He can. There's incredible length, the reach, the strength. McDaniels very much able to be a shutdown defender against the best offensive players in the game.
First one falls for him. You're a good person to ask this, Doris. Why do so many point guards turn into successful coaches?
Yeah, I think obviously, Brian, as a point guard, you're responsible for knowing every position on the floor, where they're supposed to be at all times. And you're also sort of thinking like a coach already. This person hasn't had a bucket in a while. How do I get them in a position to make them successful? So I think you're in control of so much as a point guard that it naturally translates to coaching. This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Kessler passes to George. Edwards against Williams. Over Edwards. Williams misses. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 14-6 run. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by McDaniels. Dillingham's checked in for the Timberwolves. Here's Williams. He's scoreless. To the paint. Here's George. In tight. He gets the jumper to fall.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
Here's Dillingham. Outside Reed. Edwards against Markkanen. Pocket 4. Strong drive. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Cocked it back and fired it home.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
And that replay courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Jazz trail by 5. Inside, here's Kessler, and finished off by Kessler.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Edwards with it. He had 25 points in his last game. No good with the triple.
Started out strong from three-point land. Hit 2 in the first quarter, but he's gone dry since.
Markkanen misses. Minnesota leading by 3. Oh, there's the alley. Out of bounds. It'll be Jazz ball.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Juzang, he's checked in for Utah. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Markkanen outside. Pass to Martin. And we got a quick moment to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Lauri Markkanen.
It's not a great trend for him. Not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. Maybe it's his effort, or who knows, but that's something that needs to change.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Utah making a switch here. Mikhailov's checked in. So he gets them both. And here's Edwards. He's got 10. Pass to Dillingham. He buries it from 3. Dillingham's got 8 points in the quarter.
They're shooting the 3 extremely well this quarter. Be fun to see if they can keep it up.
George passes to Mikhailuk. Martin outside. Fires for 3. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Outside Reed. Outside. DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. Here's Dillingham. The 3. The offensive rebound. Markkanen looking it over. Utah with another miss. The Timberwolves have gotten 7 of 10 attempts to drop in the second quarter.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
George passes to Markkanen. Back to George. And he's going for the lob. Shot clock at 5. Kessler with a bucket. Kessler's got 6 points.
Well, Kessler always looking to score down low. A nice finish inside.
Edwards against Markkanen. This one for 3. Edwards on target.
Back-to-back 3s. Making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Jazz trail by 5. George passes to Mikhailuk. Martin inside, working on Reed. Martin misses.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Here's Dillingham, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And now it's a 7-point Timberwolves lead.
Yeah, he's been having his way this quarter, attacking the basket and protecting their lead.
Here's George, marking it outside. Pass to George. Minnesota with a rebound. Defeated by Milwaukee in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, they let that one slip through their fingers, and they just couldn't pull it together to fight off a big fourth-quarter comeback.
Well, Anthony Edwards came into the league with a reputation as a scorer. He is starting to hum a little bit right here.
To stop the run, George. It's blocked by Gobert.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Edwards, no good. Jazz trail by 9. Here's George. And that one off the back of the rim and in. George has got 7 now in this quarter.
And the shooting skill across the board for this rookie is what makes Keontae George so difficult to defend.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. A different look here for Utah. Filipowski, he's checked in for Martin. Colin Sexton comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's Collier in for George. McDaniels passes to Conley. Pass to Gobert. Back to Conley. And there's the drive. Got a hand on it. And he gets it back. Just 3 to shoot. Second chance shot. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Outside Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Outside McDaniels. And here's Randall. Now here's Gobert. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. To the middle. Here's Sexton. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. They'll pin that one on Julius Randle.
You know, it's easy to say, but this is one guy you don't want to foul. Colin Sexton is an excellent free throw shooter.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
One free throw good from Sexton.
This is how you stay in the game. They're doing a beautiful job from the line, 100% this quarter.
All right, both free throws good from Sexton. 1:35 left in the first half. Outside Edwards. Randall inside. And the layup is good off the glass. Randall's got 8 points.
Well, that's Randall working in his comfort zone. You can see how confident he is on his ability to score inside.
You know, part of what makes Julius Randall so effective is that spin move, Doris.
He does like to use that on the interior against taller players to get enough separation. But the number of finishing moves that guy has off the spin, it is really an effective tool.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for Minnesota?
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
Free throw good from Sexton. 1:06 left to play in the first half. Outside Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Randall outside. The three ball. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And it's Sexton on the take. Got a chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Minnesota's gotten only 4 of 9 from beyond the arc here in the second. Offensive rebound. Tries yet again, and it's blocked by Kessler. And he's able to get it back. McDaniels, that's good.
And you have to appreciate the heart they've shown on the offensive boards this quarter.
Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. Down low, Markkanen.
Well, get the ball and go to work. Markkanen using his size to great effect inside.
Outside Edwards. Fires the three. The shot no good. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. They lead by 1. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Please direct your attention to the court and get ready for the big half-court shot. Drums. Demonstrating the shot. One more time, a round of applause for the participants.
Hello, everybody. No lack of drama tonight. The Utah Jazz might be taking this one all the way down to the wire.
I like their aggressiveness getting into the line. Cave in the defender's chest, make him blow the whistle.
If you caved in the guy's chest, shouldn't it be called a foul?
No, stop flopping.
And now, as the season winds down, a look at the Western Conference picture.
You look at the Jazz, the end is near. Couldn't put things together in time. They've had a couple of good games, but they couldn't sustain the momentum. They're in rebuild territory, which ain't always pretty.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
His whole first half looked like a highlight reel, rising up and just owning the rim.
Yeah, this guy, he plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
Utah trailing here. Kicking off the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Walker Kessler out there with Filipowski. And it's Collier in at the 1. It's scooped up for the lead. Nails it from beyond the arc. Collier's got 10 points in the game.
It's not just the decision-making, it's the ability to put the pass where it needs to be, when it needs to be there. Mr. Markkanen, well done, sir.
Now here's Conley. Back to Edwards. 4-3. The rebound by Markkanen. Utah's gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Sexton looking around. Here's Kessler. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Well, at 7 foot with a strong frame, Walker Kessler does a really nice job drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
And that one misses.
Well, from the moment he stepped into the league, Walker Kessler proved he was a rotation player. He gives you unbelievable defense, aggressive rebounding, and very good inside scoring.
Jazz leading by 4. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Marking it outside. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Randall's got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Edwards. There's the triple. Nails it from 3. 18 points for him.
I think his teammates understand that Anthony Edwards has every aspect of his offensive game working, so let's make sure he's got the basketball.
Here's Collier. 10 points for him. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Collier.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Outside Conley. Pass to McDaniels. And here's Edwards outside. The rebound by Filipowski. Filipowski's got his 5th rebound in this one.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Mike has specialized over the years in being able to get defenders committed. Nicely done.
Minnesota shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw no good.
Mike Conley, probably one of the most respected players in the league, and I don't see this guy stopping anytime soon. He brings great effort every single night, plays with a team-minded selflessness, is a big shot maker. This guy has had such a solid, probably underrated career.
And he's good on the second. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Pass to Filipowski. Now Kessler. Outside Sexton. Drains the triple. Sexton's got 19 points.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Conley passes to Gobert. Randall outside. Shoots over Filipowski. Kessler with a rebound.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Now McDaniels. He's got 13. To the inside. Gobert inside. He's covered by Kessler. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line. There aren't many more dominant defenders in the NBA than Gobert.
Well, that's definitely fair to say, BA, because his defense has an outsized influence on a game. The inside presence changes an opponent's game plan.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. 1 shot.
What you love about Rudy Gobert is he understands his strengths and where he can impact the game. That is primarily on the defensive end, but also as a screen setter offensively.
Here's Collier. He's got 10. Here's Markkanen. A show of force by Markkanen to get through.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Conley passes to McDaniels. Outside Conley. Picked by Gobert. Fires for three. And Conley with the three. Conley's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, Mike Conley has mastered pick-and-roll play and does such a good job making the right decisions.
Here's Filipowski. Checked by Randall. It's Markkanen on the wing. Pass to Collier. Kessler with it. 5 on the clock. Lets it go from the wing. Minnesota with a rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Conley passes to Gobert. It's Edwards on the wing. Checked by Sexton for the lead. And there's Conley. That one's good. And the assist by McDaniels. McDaniels got 5 assists tonight. Markkanen outside. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier. 10 points for him. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Collier's got 13.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Outside Edwards. Back to Conley. Beyond the arc. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
Mike Conley wanted to make sure the momentum was not swinging the other direction, so he answers with a three.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And now let's look at the leaderboard, specifically rebounding and who has been crashing the glass over the last month. Second is Rudy Gobert.
He's just been incredible on the boards over the last month of the season. He's a guy who plays with such desire.
The Jazz have gotten 6 of 10 shots to fall in this third quarter. Outside Sexton. Here's Filipowski. Checked by Randall. Sexton against Conley. Pass to Kessler. 4 on the clock. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And here's Edwards outside. Rebound, Utah.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Here's Filipowski. Back to Markkanen. Pass to Filipowski. For 3, Collier. Randall pulls down the board. Here's Randall. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. 2-point game. McDaniels passes to Conley. Gobert with a screen on Sexton. Oh, Gobert rocking the rim.
That is right in Gobert's window. Make it easy.
Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Takes a 3. They get it back. Another shot. Misses at the rim. Ooh, great D that time from Gobert. Minnesota leading by 4. Randall outside. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
Out to the right wing. Here's Filipowski. Checked by Randall. Pass to Kessler. Now here's Markkanen. Here's Collier. He's got 13. Drills it from deep. Collier's got 9 points now in the second half.
After hitting only one from downtown in the first half, he's exploded with 3 since.
Kessler against Gobert. Pass to McDaniels. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Sexton against Edwards. Sexton passes to Markkanen. There's Markkanen. Oh, another basket for him. He's 6 of 11 now.
Boy, at 7 feet, Markkanen can really move. This guy very tough to stop on the dribble drive.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Reed's checked in for Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Conley. The Timberwolves have gotten 7 of 14 attempts to fall in the half. Randall finds DiVincenzo. Pass to Clark. Outside Reed. Here's the 3. And it's Martin with the rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Sensabaugh. Clark covers. George for 3. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got his 5th rebound in this one. Down low. Here's Randall. Pass to Reed. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. Reed's got his 2nd basket on the night.
Yeah, Naz Reid, aware that ball hits my hands, I've got to be ready to rise and fire.
And Potter gets it to go.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
George against DiVincenzo. Tries a 10-footer. Randall, good. Randall's got 12 points.
Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
George outside. Pass to Martin. Back to George. For the tie. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Alexander Walker, the pass to Randall. Back to Alexander Walker. Gets the 3 to fall. And now it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
We know Julius Randle can score, but that scoring ability will be set up by that kind of play. What a pretty pass from the big man.
Now here's Sexton. He's got 19, and it's in there.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Outside Reed. Unloads from 13. Again, the Timberwolves score.
Well, Naz Reid doesn't operate often in the mid-range, but if you concede it, he'll take it.
Pass to Potter. Outside Sexton. Clark grabs the board.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Randall on the screen. Here's Alexander Walker. And it's all from three-point range. If they play this right, they can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they really have to work the clock right now.
Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here.
Alexander Walker taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he drops it first. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Miller's checked in. And Utah with a change here too. Williams is checked in. Off on that one, so he goes 1 out of 2 at the line. Jazz trail by 7. George for 3, and that one goes. He's shooting 5 of 9 in this one.
Yeah, Keontae George, that's part of his arsenal, folks. This guy's such a well-rounded offensive player.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Kicks it out to Clark. DiVincenzo against George. Another miss by Minnesota. Martin outside. Puts up a deep 3. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've reached the end of the third. It's Minnesota up 4. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
And from the 2-guard spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. We've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Reed in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Here's Sensabaugh to the paint. Here's Potter. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Reed's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Clark. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Clark's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, there's an aggressive mentality in play. Work in close, find a way to score.
George against DiVincenzo. George, good.
And just muscling it in, George, very aggressive.
1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. The Timberwolves lead by 7. Outside, DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. Outside, Alexander Walker. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. Some changes for Minnesota. Garza comes in for Minot, and Dillingham subbed in for Clark. Jazz trail by 7. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock. Outside, Williams. Shot clock at 6. It's George on the wing. The 3 is up. Oh my! Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws. It's going to be on Naz Reid. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, what stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
I think the other thing we're seeing tonight is the floor spacing of this team. Boy, they are shooting the cover off the basketball all game.
And he hits the first of 3. Ingles, he's checked in for Garza. Then he sinks the second. And he nails the third. And Minnesota has possession. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Dillingham. Utah grabs the miss. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. DiVincenzo against Williams. Inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Here's Dillingham. And Williams over to help. Pass to Dillingham. Back to Reed. Fires from deep. That shot is off.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And an emphatic jam on the lob.
The great read between those two guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, VA.
These two teammates right here, Grant, they are connected. Here's Dillingham. Following the bucket by Utah. Outside, Ingles. No good. Unable to win this run. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Following this one, they host the Trailblazers. That'll be the first of 2 games on their home court. To take the lead. Second chance effort. Here's Sensabaugh. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Minnesota has gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Ingles from outside. Knocks down the triple. Ingles got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, Joe Ingles has made himself an NBA threat from the deep corner. This guy understands a good shot when he sees it.
George scanning the floor. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Minnesota leading by 3. Pass to Dillingham. Now Reed. Rebound by Potter. Potter's got 5 rebounds tonight. The Jazz have gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this fourth quarter to fall. Williams with it. To the inside. Martin misses. Minnesota's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Alexander Walker. Outside Reed from the arc. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Now here's George. To the middle. Here's Potter. Oh, the block! Just stops it cold and takes possession. Outside, Alexander Walker. Ingles, a screen on George. Outside, Alexander Walker. Just 4 to shoot. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Miller's checked in for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards comes in for Alexander Walker. Shibwe's checked in for Utah. Markkanen comes in for Sensabaugh. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. So Utah going with an almost entire new group here. Kessler, he's checked in for Shibwe. Filipowski comes in for Potter. Colin Sexton's checked in for Williams. And it's Collier in for George. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Will Hardy was going over with his team. Coach delivering an inspiring message to his team saying, quote, hey, we can win this game. Believe in yourselves. Battle to the end. Honestly, guys, even I was a bit pumped up after hearing this one.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. Yep, that one's good. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Randall outside. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
Free throw drops for Randle.
Guys, what you love about Julius Randle is the well-rounded nature of his game. Because he works so hard on his shooting ability, it makes his dribble drive that much more dangerous.
And Randle drops them both. Jazz trail by 6. Pass to Filipowski. Now Sexton. Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. Right wing. And here's Kessler. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Markkanen. Ooh, he's now 7 for 12.
Boy, the mechanics of Markkanen's shooting is just so pure. You feel like it's going down every time he shoots it.
And Randle the bucket on the assist by Edwards. And the Timberwolves lead by 6. Down low. Oh, and Markkanen finishes.
Yeah, Markkanen, a big-time athlete. Set that lob up in the air and he'll finish.
For Minnesota, they've gotten 5 shots out of 9 to go in this fourth. Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Three-pointer off the mark. Jazz trail by 4. Here's Collier. Markkanen right side. Here's Filipowski. And here's Sexton. He's guarded by Conley. Launches a 3. And that one's good. Colin Sexton for 3. Sexton's got 10 points in just the second half. Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 from downtown so far in the fourth. Randle on the screen. And here's Edwards outside. Rebounded by the Jazz. Filipowski's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results.
Now here's Kessler. Pass to Sexton. To take the lead. Some solid defense from Edwards.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Gobert with a screen on Kessler. Conley passes to Gobert. Outside Sexton for 3. Collier. Good. And that basket makes him 8 for 14 for the game.
When this guy starts hitting threes, watch out. He's just pouring it on this half.
Conley passes to Randle. Back to Conley. Now here's Edwards. Checked by Sexton. Outside Edwards. To win the drought. And Edwards slams it in.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Once again, an explosive highlight on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. The Jazz have gotten 8 of 15 during the fourth quarter. Here's Collier. To the paint. Here's Filipowski. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
And just a great screen.
And they got a high-powered finish out of it.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Now here's Edwards. Oh, Edwards just pulling his way inside.
Oh, the young gun, Anthony Edwards with the big-time delivery.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Attention fans, now on the court is your hype squad. Get loud and let them hear it. All the fans, get on your feet and make some noise on your T-shirt.
Utah's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Filipowski. Kicks it out to Markkanen. From outside the arc. The offensive rebound. Here's Collier. Goes back up. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
No good on that one. And no good on the second free throw, so 0 for 2 there. Here's McDaniels. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Now, Jaden McDaniels is a guy who will embrace physicality, does a nice job drawing contact.
At the line for Minnesota, McDaniels. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
There is simply no substitute for what Jaden McDaniels gives you on the defensive end every night. This guy is elite.
That one's no good.
Out in front now, although he left 1 point on the board right there.
For 3, Sexton. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Good on the bucket.
Poised under pressure. That has come to define Mike Conley.
Sexton with it. Driving in. A minute 53 left in the fourth. It's Markkanen on the wing. The wide open shot is on the money. Markkanen's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, Markkanen accepting more and more responsibility over time. Some leadership right there.
Edwards, no problem with the contact.
Anthony Edwards relishes big-time moments, and he delivers right there.
It's Markkanen on the wing. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Second personal foul. 2 shots. Markkanen.
Free throw's good, and that brings him within 2 here.
What I'm always impressed by, guys, is Markkanen's versatility. The guy can face up and make jump shots. He can be enough of a presence on the interior that you're very comfortable with him in this modern NBA game.
Markkanen hits them both.
This guy has a reputation for being a great free throw shooter, and you've got to knock him down. He does it here.
Edwards fires from way outside. Offensive rebound. And it's blocked by Kessler. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota. shot was going nowhere thanks to that aggressive swat.
And this is exactly why he's out here, in order to block shots in tight games like this.
There's a minute 17 left in the fourth quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Edwards puts up a deep three.
Make no mistake, Colin Sexton is a tenacious, tough-minded defender.
Marking it outside. Pass to Collier. Here's Filipowski. And here's Sexton. Launches it. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
Coaches loathe empty possessions. You got to be able to hit the easy ones. And the stakes were high right there. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
And it wouldn't be smart to go for a 2-for-1 right now.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Outside Sexton to tie it up. And it's in. Oh, an enormous three-pointer.
Big basket by Sexton. You see why his team will lean on him in these moments.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Edwards against Sexton. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Sexton against Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Collier. Oh, it falls!
Able to create the shot they were looking for there.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. What do you think Coach will be drawing up here?
I would honestly attempt to get the ball near the rim, because even if the shot doesn't fall, a quick putback will suffice.
Here's Kessler. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot attempt falls offline. And so it's Minnesota who scrapes by with a win. What a performance they have here at home today.
I'll tell you what, these are the ones that are so nice to win and so tough to lose. I love being on the edge of my seat, never knowing what would happen next.
That's it, folks. The NBA regular season is in the books. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K